So we are starting this the training. This is going to be actually a Excel VBA training. I want you to be perfect in Excel, right? Basic Excel is required. You should be pretty much comfortable with Excel formulas. Okay, this training I will start this coming Saturday, and it depends. I mean, maybe we can start the next Saturday as well, right? Not this coming, but next to next. It depends. The moment we have 10 students, we will immediately start. Okay, and this is going to be a Saturday to Saturday batch, 3-hour session. We will start from 2 to 5 p.m. Okay, I will be live with you. I will be teaching you everything. Okay, and so in this Excel VBA training, we are going to cover everything from basic to advanced. Okay, now let us see that what we have. The first thing is that, so I've designed this. There are 14-15 chapters which will cover the entire VBA. We will start with the introduction to VBA and macro editors. So there we will talk about the recordings, editings. You know how you record the macro, and how basically when you record the macro, what are the fundamentals and what are the basics you should always know, right? Because recording is not even it is so simple, you know, that you just go and record it. There are some fundamentals, there are some rules. So in this introduction we will be making a project also, right? Just because by knowing the little bit about the macro and little bit about the how to select the cells, how to select the ranges, we will be making a project also, and then you will be given the assignments with the solutions. Okay, and then next Saturday you can always contact me in the class. You know, you can ask your doubts if there is any. The second chapter which we will actually start is the introduction to the variables. What are the variables? Public variables, global variables, local variables, and why we use them. This is the most important part, why we use them. What are the questions you will actually find, you will face in your VBA interviews. Okay, so you're going to see that the questions like, people can ask you in your interview, tell us the data types in the ascending order. What is the option explicit? Why do we use the global variables? You know, how do you define the global variables? So what are the differences between integer data type and single data type? You know, all that stuff, very basic stuff. Okay, then we will start with the loops, very big topic. In the loops we will cover for next loop, do until loop, do while loops. We will also cover the if functions, single if, nested ifs, you know, everything. What is if with else if, and what is if without else if? What are the difference between these two different ifs? Many students, they are not aware about it. What are the select statements? How you can replace your if with the select statements, right? How to run the loop inside the loop, sub loops. We are going to talk about all this, how to mix the if with the loops, and how to actually go and use all this in the practical environment. So we will have a live example also. It's a very long chapter. Okay, then we will start with the collection loops with classes and the properties and the methods. Like in VBA, when you write something as worksheet, as range, as chart, why do you write it? And what does this dot operator signifies? When you use the dot, you see the drop down, right? There you see the two icons. I am not sure if you haven't noticed it. There are two different icons. One with the hand sign. There is a hand sign, and then one with, there is a kind of, a yellow tilted box. What exactly it is? We call them property and methods. So what are the objects? What is the difference between object and classes? You should know these things. Collection loops, how to work with the collections, how to work with the worksheets, how to work with the workbooks, how to work with the tables. It's again very big topic. After this topic, you will be immediately able to do the task, like, you will be able to compile the data from 10 different Excel files, and you will be able to put that in any other file. Okay, so we will be talking about how to close the workbooks, how to open the workbooks, how to use the set word. In your interview also, people ask you that what is a set keyword. I know many of you, 70% of programmers, they do not know about it. That what is a set keyword? Why do we use the set keyword, right? So how to define the objects, worksheet object, workbook object, using the set keyword. It's a very big topic again, right? Then it's my favorite topic, array. So chapter 5 actually is basically, there are two chapters, but I have combined it because arrays and the functions I teach together. right? I teach you in the functions how you can make your own functions, UDF functions, user defined functions. I'll teach you what are the inbuilt functions, especially the VLOOKUP. And we will do a very big project also in this, where you actually can see that in the functions, how we can go ahead and use the arrays also. In the arrays, we will talk about everything. One-dimensional array, two-dimensional array, multi-dimensional array. What is a redeem statement? What is the difference between redeem and dim statement? What is a preserve keyword? They will ask you. What is the option based one? Now, do you know all these things? If you know, then maybe you don't need the training, right? So what is a lower bound, upper bound? Why do we need it, right? In the loops. So arrays and the functions are very fantastic, very knowledgeable. Every programmer needs to know this. What is a split function? How does it create the arrays? Right? So combination of arrays and the functions, this is something we will do together. Then we will start with the how to work with the folders and the files and the text file, how to create the text file, how to modify the text files, how to loop through the folders. If you have, let's say for example, in your folder, in your D drive, there are 500 Excel files, and in those 500 Excel files you have employee IDs which you want to search. Now this is something you can't do manually, right? Even if you spend the whole day of your this shift in office, you will not be able to work with 500 files manually. So how to do that? So this is where our scripting library comes into action. We use the scripting library. You must have heard about the file system object class. So we will take a deep dive again into this, right? Then after this, after covering this, we will then have now a new topic, which is introduction to the VBA user forms. How to make the dashboards through user form. I will personally, after completing this, I will give you my dashboards also, which I have created, which are apart from this training session. Amazing dashboards, right? So we will take a deep dive into this. We will talk about the list box. We will talk about the combo box, how to connect with them, with how to connect these controls with each other, text boxes, option buttons, frame, everything, calendars, right? And what are the user form events? Why do we need it? User form initialize event. What is the difference between on change, after update, user form event? There are so many things, right? Definitely you can WhatsApp me. I'll give you the entire syllabus. You can go and check that, but I'm kind of, briefing you, right? This is just an overview. Then we talk about the VBA events, one of my favorite topics. Events, self-triggered macros. Most of the time, you know that when we click on some button, macro fires, VBA runs. But what if you want to put this on the condition that, let's say if workbook opens, if something changes in your pivot, then you want to run some VBA code. You want to do something, right? You want to send an email to your office exactly at 5 p.m. Or maybe when you open the workbook, or maybe you want to, when you close the workbook, you want to create a backup of that file automatically. You want to maybe create a tracker, log tracker, that who has done the changes in this file. So this is something we can do very easily through VBA events. And we will also see that there are a lot of challenges we find in the VBA events. Sometimes one condition follows the another condition. Automatically, it calls the another condition, which you do not plan. So how to get out of it? Okay. Then after this, we will talk about the error handlers and the input and the message box. How we can use the input message boxes in the to actually take the inputs from the user. In the error handlers, I will give you good knowledge about the on error, resume next, on error, go to error handler. And practically we will take the VLOOKUP example to understand this, right? So nothing theory. In my training, you won't find anything theoretical. Let me tell you first of all this thing, right? The syllabus is so huge that you just have to work very, very hard. And before you ask me, sir, why this is just a one day? Because if I start teaching you every day, you will not be able to cope up. You need a time. Trust me on that. With these chapters, you will be given the extra assignments also, which will have the solutions. But still, you can always discuss these question doubts if you have, in a class. Then we will talk about how to connect the Excel VBA with the Outlook, how to send the emails to the multiple emails, how to design the emails through Excel. You can create a subject line, you can put the signatures the way you want. It's a big topic again. You'll get a lot of projects from me, already pre-made projects. Then we will talk about how to connect the Excel VBA with the database like MS Access SQL Server or any database, maybe a MySQL as well, using the ADO library. We will be talking about the SQLs also. I will be teaching the basics of the SQL, how to write the select statement, update statement, insert statement, right? This is going to be big time fun, right? And then we will talk about the how to connect the Excel VBA with the PowerPoint. Now, what if in your office you have, let's say, 100 charts? Every month you make a PowerPoint slide and you copy these 100 charts into PowerPoint. I know entire day is going to be needed for this, isn't it? 8-hour shift will be required for this. Maybe you're not doing it, but maybe some of you in your company, maybe your colleague is doing it. So why don't you just go and help him or her? You can create a code which can immediately export all these 100 charts from Excel to PowerPoint, and I'll teach you that. We will talk about the PowerPoint classes. What is a PowerPoint application? What is a presentation class? What is a slide? This is another class, and then we'll talk about the shapes. We'll talk about the collection loops in the PowerPoint. I mean, it's huge. Okay, so I just can't wait to have you in my sessions. And these are the other advantages. As I said, you will get the assignments with the solutions. You will also get the interview related questions, and I will personally make the notes for you, so that you just need to modify it when you take those files with you. Okay, any personal business related issue based on the topic we are discussing, of course you are always welcome. In my training I never say that this is something out of the syllabus. No, you can bring in the class. Okay, now the fee is 5,000 rupees only. Okay, and if you are joining this from outside India, then this is gonna be $100. So you can WhatsApp me. My number is available, right? 9810375599, and the country code is +91. Okay, and we are going to have a very small batch, 5 to 10 people only. Okay, so this is all about, guys, the VBA. And now if you think that due to any time issue you can't join, whether you are in USA or Europe, or maybe you are working like late night, then yes, then what you can do is you can take all these online sessions. You can purchase these online sessions at flat 2,500 rupees or $50 if you are an international student. So in case if you can't join the live classes, you can take these sessions, right? The sessions will be emailed to you, and you can pick any course, basic to advanced Excel, basic to advanced Excel VBA, Power Query M Code, Power BI with DAX, Power Pivot with DAX, web scraping through Selenium, where we are going to see how we can use the Google Chrome, then MS Access front part, MS Access VBA, which is again a very classic thing. After Excel VBA, you must go and learn the Access VBA as well. Okay, and then we are going to talk about the web scraping VBA also through Internet Explorer. And the last topic which I'm going to teach is Google Sheets. So any program, if you like to pick, you can pick any program at 2,500 rupees. It's all up to you. Okay. So guys, with that said, I'll very eagerly wait for your messages, wait for your WhatsApp calls. Just see that how convenient, which mode is more convenient to you. The training will be same, whether you take this offline or you take the sessions online. It's up to you. Okay, and the last but not the least, the benefit of purchasing these is that you don't need any login, right? You can download the material, right? You can download the material because the access will be given to you. After you download the material, your course will never expire. You can watch this n number of times. So it's not like you can watch it only for a year or maybe for, let's say, 10 times. No, you can watch it for the lifetime. There is an unlimited watch time. There is no restriction at all, because I want to give you the best thing. Okay, I've been teaching actually all these topics from the last now 10 years, especially Excel and the VBA and the Access, right? Power BI and Power Query I started teaching just a few years back. Okay, so I have a long experience, guys. I personally had I think 12 years of experience in data analytics field, right? So I know that you just can't go and learn the things by just watching it maybe for a few times, for a few days. You have to watch it again and again. You have to understand it's a very gradual and a slow process. It requires time. So once you download the material, once you download these lectures, live lectures, right, you can watch anytime. Okay, If you have any doubts, questions, you can just WhatsApp me on my number. Okay, thank you so much.